All right, friends, so I just got through picking up some pizza from Vintage Pizza here in Milton. I figure I'd share with you my little drive that I do to get back to the homestead. And I'll share with you, I'll yap while we're driving here. I'll bust out my GoPro. I actually enjoy these kind of videos. You're going to see the surroundings. I find it interesting. There's a guy, he does a couple videos. One he's going through Rapid City, another he's going through like Pullman, Washington or something like that. I can't remember, but it was pretty interesting. And I think he might have been slicing it up so you don't sit here at the red lights. I'm not going to do that actually because I just don't have the time. But anyway, I was going to share with you. So I had a good call with some folks here today, and they were somewhat skeptical to engage me in financial planning. And I get this a lot actually. Then they were very nice when we got done. They're very nice, and they liked what we did, and they said no one offers the level of information you do on YouTube, and I appreciate that. I said no, I get that, but the reason no one does is because everyone is afraid of compliance officers, which infuriates me, because the whole point about compliance is to keep Grandma Jones from being taken to the bank by some snake oil salesman. It's not to keep advisors from having an opinion about something. It's not to keep advisors from stating, hey, this is what you could do. You could do this, you could do that. But like everything, we call mission creep and bureaucracy. We call it public choice theory, where these people are there to protect and grow their bureaucracy. Thus, everything is through this ringer of compliance, and everything is then essentially denied. And so what happens is, in my line of work as a financial advisor, literally, for you to say a Roth conversion is a good thing, literally, you would have to have all these disclosures that say why it could be bad, that you're not an accountant, seek professional advice, blah, to seek accountant advice, blah. This should not be construed as advice, blah, blah, blah. And so compliance, they just say, we're just not going to let this go through. Here's how Roth conversion can work. Seek tax guidance. Is it a good thing or bad thing? I can't say, because I can't have an opinion. But the point about the compliance, the regulatory agencies, isn't to keep you from having an opinion as a professional. It's to make sure that the compliance officers protect Grandma Jones from getting snookered by snake oil salesmen. Oh, it frustrates me so to no end. And that is, anyway, it's only a matter, I'm just telling you, as the audience, I've said this before, I'll say it again, as the audience grows and more people say, I just become on the radar for more and more people, it's only a matter of time. I don't know who, where, when, how, but someone's going to say, you can't have this on YouTube and do financial planning for people. I don't know when or how. I don't know what they could possibly get me on, frankly, because I don't manage money. I don't advise. I just say index funds, that's it. I say you should have asset allocation in terms of stock versus bonds, in terms of what your risk tolerance is. I don't make trades. I don't know what they could get me on, but I'm telling you, if you know public choice theory and you know bureaucracies seek to continue their existence to expand, it's only a matter of time for some regulator agency says, you can't say this stuff on YouTube and turn around and take financial clients. I'm like, why? Well, because you're giving advice. I'm not giving anyone advice. I'm saying general population, I'm giving guidance, but I'm not saying Susie Jones out there should do this, that, the other. I'm saying this is what Susie Jones might want to consider, but she should consider herself. I'm not giving advice. I'm not managing money. I'm not doing anything. But when you get financial clients, you're giving advice. Yeah, absolutely, because I get to know the financial clients and know how their risk tolerance is. But I'm not managing the money, not making trades. I don't take custody or anything like that. And the funny thing is, this is what I've told, I don't know if I said this before, I made more money already this year than I've ever made in my life. So obviously, there is a need for what I'm doing. And to shut that down is to simply deny the truth that says their people are willing to pay for good, unique financial advice that's comprehensive but is specific to their situation. How do we know this? Because look at me. Look, I'm just... But the drawback, of course, is no one wants to say that because they say the only way I can do comprehensive financial planning is if I charge you a fee for your assets. But fewer and fewer and fewer people want to pay a fee for assets. So my industry now is sitting like, what do I do? Fewer people want to pay a fee. But I got to get paid. And I don't know how to serve people who don't want to pay a fee. People are willing to pay a fee, regulating agencies. They just want to pay a fee for advice. But what about ongoing advice? Well, my ongoing advice is simple. $500 for an annual check-in, and I reserve the right to increase my fees in the future. But I hear this every single time. Like I'm telling you about the lady in Texas. I said, dude, you can quit your job now and go live with your freaking mom and sister. Or not live with them, but live near them in some other state. And she was like, she was blown away. You can hear the happiness in her voice. But she's not paying anybody a 1% fee because he doesn't find value in that. So you have a woman who could retire, but thinks she has to go another 5 years. She could have easily been told she can retire, but the only people that are out there doing it are people selling her stuff, either through commission-based products or through fee-based products, fee accounts, 1% of management on a fee. And she doesn't want any of that. So the alternative is not to get any advice. It's not. It's nuts. It's infuriating to me. And the industry should be ashamed of itself. No one will pay by fees. Yes, they will. Yes, they will. My friend Jack sent me a YouTube channel of a guy, a financial advisor, who holds himself as all that in a bag of chips, but nowhere could you find his fees. And I'm sitting there thinking, if I state my fees up front, no one will pay. The funny thing is, my friends, if you look at how many people go to my fee page on my Google Analytics, I'm telling you, it's not like someone says, I was going to pay Josh $2,500 if your liquid net worth are over 500,000 or 950, your liquid net worth is under 500,000, and they go to my fee page, they say, I was going to pay him that, but now that I see it clear in writing, I'm not going to. You can see on my Google Analytics that probably one of my top 3 pages is my fee page. And so people are self-choosing themselves. They're saying, that's too much. I don't want to go. But again, there's enough people who do choose me, and I don't need many, that I'm going to make more this year than I've ever made in my life. I'm almost there already. And I don't get why this idea that I can't hire that guy because he shows me explicitly what his fees are. No, that means people say, look, I trust this guy because I see him on YouTube in a no-nonsense way. And you don't have, or you might not trust me. In which case, if you don't trust me, you're not going to go see my fee page. But if you do trust me, you're going to go to my fee page and say, I might want to hire this guy. Has nothing to do with me managing your money because I will not do it, and I'm not doing it. It only has to do with you say, I like this guy, Josh. He talks my kind of game. I want to see what he costs. And you go to my fee page and say, that's a little bit too pricey. Or you might say it's not pricey enough. He's taking all the riffraff, and I want to be, hoity-toity with my $15 million beach house that I bought from the Boston Celtics. Even though I'm worried about climate change and the ice caps and the sea levels rising, I'm still going to buy a $15 million beach house in the Martha Vineyards from the owner of the Celtics. I won't say who did that, but the hoity-toity set, which isn't us. We aren't that, my friends. We are just regular Joes out there who's made ends meet, trying to get by, pay your taxes, respect the country. No, you got to respect the dollar. It's just us. The rest of the world is trying too hard to live large, and that's not us. And so we're sitting there saying, your old buddy Josh, I like him. I like his style. I'd like to see about him, retaining him for financial planning advice. Sure no one's coming. No one's coming. I'm going to my neighborhood now. But how do I do that? Oh, there's his fees. Yes, that works for me, or no, it doesn't. I guarantee if I lower my fees, I get more people. But I only have so much time in the day. I don't have the capacity with all the videos I do, the blog posts to do, the books I write and stuff. All right. Well, this is my neighborhood, man. There you go. So I guess I'll just drive through. Now, I'm telling you, you could have bought these houses for a song. Ooh, someone's having a party. Back 2011. So we got in right 10% of the way up. So basically, some guy was going to build a huge, like, fancy schmancy golf course on this in the 2005. Again, he bought it from Gary Rosington from Leonard Skinner. But what happened is that the market crashed, and so the people who ended up buying the property got it for freaking nothing. And then they started building these houses up here. But I don't know if they went out of business. They sold out to Acadia Homes, who built all this. But the guy who bought up the street from us, he bought for like $400,000 or something like that in 2011. We bought for more. I mean, you can look me up if you want. It's not hard to find out what my house address is, how much I paid for it. You can even find the assessed value. But the guy who bought it from us, not from us, but the first guy who bought the house bought it for like $400,000, and that sucker worth a whole lot more than $400,000. I think we were the third house in the neighborhood, or fourth. So we lucked out, that's for sure. All right, guys, we'll see you next time.